What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
That's the name of the chat.
Do I look like shit? I feel like shit. Don't worry, I'll be fine. I'm going to show you a bit of a interview that they do in the Majority Report with an author, and I'll have the link to the full interview below, but I just want to show you a couple of minutes.
You have a chapter entitled Nobody Deserves to Be a Multimillionaire. This is where we start getting into sort of like the ethical and moral implications of this, where, to be honest with you, I am less comfortable on some level, because I don't really care one way or another about the moral or ethical implications of this generally. It's just incredibly dysfunctional in my estimation, and not the way we should go. But it is something that is deployed when you raise this to people in this country, the idea of a confiscatory tax, that it's like, how could you on moral grounds? There's no sort of practical argument that they have well, there is a practical argument. We can address that in a moment, entrepreneurship and whatnot, and, progress. But what is it about the question of deserve?
Yeah, so this is, I accept this is really an argument for moral philosophy. But the argument is, in moral philosophy, you have theories of desert, and in the idea of meritocracy, the basic moral core is that people deserve a certain amount of wealth or certain material outcomes because of something that has to do with their own personal actions or effort, and here we tend to think that those who are very successful economically, that they have done something that makes them deserving of that economic success. But there is an idea of human nature underlying this type of reasoning, which emphasizes individual properties, our talents and our effort, and I think it downplays the very large role of luck in our lives.
While they're talking about how no one deserves to be a multimillionaire, and she says luck, and then they go on to talk about inheritance tax and all that, and I'm with them. I agree with everything they say. And I want to tell you what I thought she was going to say. Instead of luck, I was bracing for the word exploitation. Hear me out. Yes, of course, we should obviously tax the rich, but I also think you need to get at it before it even gets to that point and prevent people being exploited, prevent environments being ruined. And I just really think you shouldn't be able to become a multi-millionaire if you're sitting at the top of a train company and you lobby against regulations and then you have a derailment and poison a whole town. What else? I don't think you should be able to become a multi-millionaire from running a company that makes planes and then you cut every corner possible and have windows and doors flying off, and don't forget when they had the planes nosediving because they actually put a software in there to correct other problems caused by cutting corners, and we had a couple of planes just like nosedive to Earth, killing hundreds of people. I don't think you should be able to make millions of dollars from being at the head of that company, especially at that time. I don't believe you should be able to get millions of dollars in a bonus for being the head of Medibank after they had that massive hack. That actually happened. $7 million, I believe. And I also believe you shouldn't be able to become really rich if you're the head of a power company, like an electricity company, and you don't maintain some of the poles, and then you have a wire fall and cause a deadly forest fire. I don't think you should be able to get rich if you're running that company either. And if you're running a company that makes baby formula and you don't maintain that equipment well, and then that leads to bacteria, leading to infants dying, and fuck off with your private prisons altogether. Like, no fucking way you should be able to get rich off of that. You should not be able to make millions of dollars when you have done none of the work, and all the people that are doing the work are being made to piss in bottles. Thanks for watching.
What do you mean with an exclamation point?